Hey, it's me, Nalthazar, and welcome to another Magic Puzzle Quest video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a card that I've been having a ton of fun with lately, Lumra, Bellow of the Woods. So, let's get into it. Lumra is a new mythic from the Bloomburrow set. It's 19 mana, it's a 6/6 with vigilance, and it is legendary. It reads, when this creature enters the battlefield, destroy the top 4 cards from your library. Then return the first land card from your graveyard to your hand. That card gains half of its mana rounded down. At the beginning of combat on your turn, this creature is going to get a power toughness boost equal to the number of non-green gems that you've matched this turn. Finally, when an opposing creature with flying attacks, you're going to deal damage to that creature equal to this creature's power. The thing that really struck me as being really fun about Lumra was 2 things. The first one is that it destroys things from our library, so it's going to pair very well with library destruction effect decks. The second is the concept of trying to get as many gems converted that aren't green as possible on your turn to boost Lumra up a bunch. That said, with most green decks, if you're doing a whole bunch of conversion, that's not going to be the most consistent thing, and if you know me, you know I like really consistent decks. The deck that I ultimately came up with that I've enjoyed the most with Lumra is this one right here. It runs Lumra itself. It's going to run Blossoming Tortoise, which is going to be destroying 4 cards a turn when it enters and when it attacks. It's got Soul of Windgrace, which I think is a really low-key powerful card. I wasn't using it in the deck for the first few runs through. You can tell the difference between my experience with Soul of Windgrace versus Lumra. But the more that I played with Soul of Windgrace, the more I felt like it was incredibly broken, especially with one of the other combos in the deck. Soul of Windgrace is going to make it so that you return a land from your graveyard to play every time it attacks. But more importantly, whenever a land you control is reinforced, this thing gets reinforced. Which is important because what I'm doing is I'm running the Omen Path Journey plus Sunken Citadel combo in the deck. Omen Path Journey makes it so that at the beginning of your turn, this is going to lose shields. As it can't have a reinforcement on it, you can have multiple copies of Omen Path Journey down on the battlefield at the same time. And then whenever this thing loses shields, you're going to return the first land from your exile to play under your control. So Omen Path is going to come in, it's going to destroy, or it's going to exile 4 lands, and then it's going to bring them all back. What's cool about that is that Sunken Citadel coming in is going to convert a whole bunch of gems. And with those gems getting converted, it very well likely is going to trigger the Omen Path, which is going to hit it, and then it's going to make another Sunken Citadel come down, and then make another one, and another one, and another one, and you'll find that the Windgrace is going to get reinforced a bunch. Going back to Lumra, if green is not the most common color on the board, then all of those gems being converted by the Sunken Citadel are also going to boost Lumra. And so I've had a number of games where I've reached the hundreds of power between both Lumra and Soul of Windgrace just because of that combo going off together. The final cards in the deck that round it out are going to be Breach the Multiverse. This card is incredibly powerful. It's going to destroy more things and bring more things back. Tempt with Discovery, which is just absolutely ridiculous. It's like one of the must-have cards in Standard. We've got Push-Pull, because not only is this going to serve as removal, but it can bring us things back from the graveyard. And then Gen. This one's just kind of for giggles, because it makes it so that whenever you match an enchantment support gem, it's going to lose 2 shields, and then you're going to pick 2 enchantments from your graveyard and bring them to your hand with full mana. That's going to make it so that it's going to wind up bringing us back a bunch of Omen Path Journeys. And then the other enchantment that I have in the deck is Leyline of the Guild Pact, so that I can potentially bring these back with a near full hand, and then just give the rest of my hand mana by destroying the gems. So that's the concept of the deck. It's very, very fun. Let's go ahead and take it into battle and showcase how it works. Oh, and I'm running it with Grist, because you kind of want to run this with Grist. Grist is like top 3 planeswalkers. I need to make my review on Grist. Grist is incredible, but between the card destruction and bringing things back with the first at a very low cost and the third ability just ending games when you have a lot of cards in your graveyard, it's very much worth it. So let's go ahead, take a look at gameplay. All right, for our first match, we're up against Karn, and I've got a starting hand of the Tortoise, the Omen Path Journey, and Push-Pull. That's honestly super excellent. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have the Tortoise come down first, just to make it so that when I activate my first, when I use my first activation of my third ability, that will get me the most goodies. As for my starting match, I've got green into black, which is really tempting because it's also going to give me loyalty. So let's do that. Let's do green, black into loyalty. See what comes of this. So the Tortoise comes down. That's going to bring me a free Citadel, which is really nice. It didn't quite get me to my other Citadel. My computer crashed there for a second. So there's like a little glitch in the video. That's what that is. All right, so we've got the Omen Path Journey. We've got another Sunken Citadel. I've actually got way too many Citadels here to start with, but that's not a very big deal. So at this point, I'm probably going to be getting a Lumra, or yeah, I get a Lumra. Cool. I was going to say I'm probably going to get a Lumra, or what's the other one? The Soul of Windgrace. Just because I had a bunch of things in my graveyard. Ooh, I've got some Souls of Windgrace, and I want all of them. Okay, this is excellent. So now we want the Omen Path Journey to come down here. I actually kind of want Pull to come down here, honestly, just to get some Souls of Windgrace. So you'll see that Lumra's getting buffed by 3. That's because I matched 3 non-green gems that turn, which is fine. My opponent is going to play a bunch of suppression bonds. That's not a really big deal here, actually. Because I'm just going to get to my second here with Grist, and I'm going to use my second to get rid of the suppression bonds. I do not want that thing on the battlefield. I've got some 5 matches with green, which is pretty good. So that's going to get me some more loyalty. And then, yeah, I'm going to pull Sunken Citadel, and I've got a tempt with Discovery too. Let's tempt with Discovery for sure. So let's see, is there a 5 match that I want? Yeah, okay, so we're going to do this one into Sunken Citadel. Unfortunately, the board is completely flooded with green gems right now. So that's just going to trigger a bunch of those. I'm definitely going to take another tempt with Discovery here, and I'm going to take another tempt with Discovery here. Yes, please. Let's pull the Lord of Windgrace out. Unfortunately, I did lose all of my Omen Path, but that's really not the biggest deal in the world here. I've got a bonus swap, which is going to be nice, and then I'm going to be able to have my tempt with Discovery do work here as well. So I believe that red is a solid bonus for me. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's going to cast 2 tempt with Discoveries here. I know that that's going to convert a bunch of gems to green, but I might wind up getting some other cascades going as well, which would be really, really nice. I've got another tempt with Discovery. Yeah, I'm going to take that. And then I'll take the Breach the Multiverse here, maybe? I think I'll take Breach the Multiverse, just because I know that I'm going to get both the tempt and the Breach. Oh, I've got another tempt. Let's take that one. And then Omen Path. Yeah, absolutely taking Omen Path Journey. Okay, so we'll definitely have another Omen Path Journeys down, which means that next turn should be the end of the game. So let's take... Oh, man. Do I have a Gen down yet? I don't know. Let's take Gen. So let's see. Here we've got Blossoming Tortoise or Soul of Windgrace. Let's take the Tortoise because that's going to give us a free Citadel. And then... Oh boy, you've got some exciting critters on your side that I want. I will take none of them though here, surprisingly. That was really tempting to take their stuff. I'm going to take a Breach the Multiverse here, and I will take a Sunken Citadel here. So we're going to get the Omen Path down. We get another tempt. This should get me another Citadel. So you're going to see that the Windgrace is now reinforcing for each of the lands that are coming into play, which is really, really useful. I'm going to take another Tortoise here for sure. Let's get Gen down. Let's go ahead and give Lumra the roll. I do not want the white Vigilant token. That's fine. We're going to Breach the Multiverse. I'm going to take another Tortoise just in case that gets me another Sunken Citadel. It does not, but that's no big deal because this Sunken Citadel is now going to trigger a bunch of Sunken Citadels, I think. I hope. We'll see. Ooh, I get Leyline or Omen Path. I'm going to take 2 Omen Paths with the first one. No, I don't want more of those things. And then here, I'm going to take an Omen Path and a Leyline. The Citadel is going to reinforce my critters. I'm going to have the Leyline destroy gems. This might get me more goodies. Okay, so we get an Omen Path. We get another Tortoise. Another Omen Path. Another Omen Path. Another Omen Path. Lumra is going to get boosted, and that's game over? Oh, no, they barely survive. Okay, well, that's actually kind of exciting because that means that this next turn is about to go entirely crazy, especially since green is not the most common color on the board. Oh, this is going to get massive. Okay, I've got so many Omen Paths down. Okay, now green is, but still we're getting so many matches. We're getting so many reinforcements on the Windgrace here We're just getting all these citadels down, and then the Windgraces are just going crazy with this. And then not only are the Windgraces going crazy with this, but the Lumra is going to get massive as well. So let's take some free ley lines out of that. As we just get, this is just going crazy. This is one of the really fun things about this deck, is that you just get this crazy loop of citadels coming in, and then once that happens, it's doom and gloom for your opponent. So I'm gonna take some more ley lines from my graveyard. Good, I've got some omen paths. Let's bring those back this time. Those will both get played this turn, and then. What else do we get? Oh, I can destroy gems. Sure, let's just destroy all gems. Why not? Get some more citadels down. I don't even think that I've had a chance to make a swap yet, and I've already hit the loop detector. Ah, that's lovely. Okay, so I've got some omen paths. I've got some ley lines. Let's see. How many cards are in my graveyard? Just 50. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to kill my opponent with that anyways. So we get a tortoise down. That's just fine. And then let's see. Breach the Multiverse is going to come down. Have I been giving mana? I've got a push as my first card there. So I definitely don't want the Corrupt Gems. The Corrupt Gems are Bad News Bears. So since the Corrupt Gems are going to be Bad News Bears, let's avoid those like the plague. And let's go for the green match and see if we can't get a Cascade. It doesn't really matter here. Oh, we didn't quite. But still, this is going to be game over. Lumra's going to get pretty big here too. So Lumra only gets to 64, but our Soul of Windgrace got to 240. And that's a really good example of this deck at work. So it's just one match, but I feel like one match showcases the deck really, really well. There are other situations where sometimes I just kill my opponent with Grist's third ability using the deck. I just went from 4 matches to 5. You guys saw at the beginning that was it. But I feel like just the one match is probably good for today. If you guys have if you've gotten your paws on Lumra, I would definitely, and you have these other cards in this deck, I would definitely suggest trying it out. It's a very fun deck. If you don't have Lumra yet, then when you get Lumra, I would definitely suggest trying to play Lumra in some kind of silly deck. There's a lot that you can do with it that's quite powerful. I don't feel like this is like an S-tier level deck where I'd run it in coalition events unless like I needed to have a whole bunch of things in my graveyard or have just a ridiculous number of lands come into play. I know we have a few events like those, but mostly the deck is just really, really fun because you get a lot of power out of it and you get some really silly card interactions as well. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.